honey. Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. If it is your very first time tuning in, thank you so much for finally stopping by. My name is Mpumi Ndhlovu and I create videos for your viewing pleasure. Like, comment, subscribe, share with your multiple partners. We've already covered this module before, so please do the most. Also, make sure that you follow me on Instagram. I do post some wholesome content every now and again, as well as on Twitter. I'm going to leave all my details down below, as well as the links to my social media. Today, I decided that I wanted to speak on mental health and why, first of all, it's just important to take care of yourself, but also how being in school can really lead to you being so depressed and having anxiety, panic attacks, and you don't even notice it. There's someone who is listening to music, and I'm trying to record, sir. Let me close the door. After I close the door, the person stopped playing music. You know, just respect me. I'm trying to record a YouTube channel. I'm trying to take out content. Why can't you just give me 20 minutes to breathe? Why are people so uncouth? I don't understand it. Anyway, guys, mental health. I don't have a internet description for it because this is my experience. This is what I experienced, and I want to speak on things that I know of, not necessarily things that I've read about. First of all, I never used to believe that people could get to a point where they're so depressed because of school. I mean, I know that everyone can get sad about it, you know, but I'd never thought that I would also find myself in a situation where I was just like so tired of school, and you know, it would get me to a very weird place with my mental state. I wouldn't diagnose myself as someone who's been depressed over school simply because of the fact that depression needs to be diagnosed, like medically diagnosed, because it's an actual condition. And I think that we are so quick to say that we're depressed, you know, we OCD. We just like to throw these terms around, but these are serious terms, especially for people who have gone through the most. This is not me dismissing your experience and saying that, you know, what you've gone through just because it has not been diagnosed by the doctor is unreal and it's a lie, etc. No, but I'm just saying that depression is actually very serious and it's a serious condition, and I just don't think that people should throw that term around, no ganja, and you get what I mean. But I know for a fact that I have been through the most, and that has led to, you know, my mental state not being in the best place. Was it depression? I can't really tell because it wasn't diagnosed, you know, but there are certain things that I experienced that, you know, can maybe, you know, label what I went through as depression. But again, I just don't like throwing that word around because it's something that's very serious, and, you know, there are people that go through the absolute most because of that condition, you know. But I think one of the things that I experienced when things were not going well for me, especially just like in terms of school and I was failing modules and, you know, things were not aligning, because I'm doing a course whereby if you fail 1 or 2 modules, those modules can block you, and then you already, like, automatically you have an extra year that is added to your degree. And for me, what that means to me is that I have to, like, there's so many financial implications to it, because I have to pay for this module again, and my modules are expensive. I have to pay for this module again. I have to be at my place for an extra year, so that means that I have to pay an extra year of rent. I have to pay an extra year of just like living expenses, and that's a lot, you know, because already if you fall under the missing middle, you know, as a person, as a citizen, as a South African citizen, you know, Wuti, Guinea, you guys are basically one paycheck away from being poor, you know. So it's very, you don't want those kind of implications, but those things do happen. And you know what hurts me the most? The fact that you don't have a safety net so you can't make mistakes. But when you do make mistakes, you get people who will come at you sideways and say things like, well, you know that if you fail, you know, you have to pay for an extra year and you have to pay for an extra blah, blah, blah. And most of the time, you know, you already know that. I know that do you think I don't know that? Like, if I see a fail, drop on my academic record, I know what that means. Me, more than anyone, knows what that means for me and my situation and where I come from. But now it becomes even worse when you get that kind of lecture from third parties, people that don't even contribute to you being at school, you know, and that really does get to people. And that's why it's so important for you to guard your mouth, especially with people's situations and people's, you know, these kind of like sensitive topics. You need to guard the things that you say. You can't just speak no maganjan because already that person is sensitive. I remember one time I was doing like a group project with this girl, and so you know how, you know, if like you're an ancestor at the book, right? Like your student number starts with like a 22, 223 or 23 or 24, 25. You know how that's how it works, yeah. So this girl was like to me, oh hey, so what's your student number? Because now we like finalizing whatever. And I was like 25. I was even done, and she was like 25. I was like, yeah. It's like, oh my word, how many years have you been here? I was just like, sis. Do you get what I mean? Like that, I felt like that was insensitive, and I don't think she really, you know, she noticed, because she's a nice girl. You know, I haven't let that go, but I could. No, actually, I haven't gotten over it. But you know, I like, she was just very like, sure, like I can't imagine being here for that long. And in my mind, I'm thinking, imagine how I feel.
Imagine how tired we are of it.
You know? So those are just like some of the things that, you know, you don't notice are hurtful to other people, but they are, you know, because I'm just out here thinking, yo man, if you are, you know, you can't imagine how difficult it must be to be here for this long. Imagine how I feel. Imagine me having to walk to class every single day and put up a smile and, you know, act like I'm okay. Why? But deep down, I'm not. Deep down, I just want to get out of here. Deep down, I'm so over first years and all these stupid things that they have to do from res, because I've seen this so many times. Imagine how annoyed I am that, you know, the SS is doing weird things, because I've seen this so many times. Imagine how annoyed I must be having to go to the same lectures for like twice or three times for a module that I'm repeating. Imagine how I have to deal with all those feelings, you know, feelings of rejection, feelings of insecurity, you know, doubting myself, because those things do happen. And I've also noticed just how that has led to me doubting myself in other aspects of my life. You know, sometimes I'll speak on something, but I'll be like, okay, let me go and Google, you know, just to make sure. But I know what I heard. And I'm sure of it, but I'm not sure. I have to double check, because I've been in a situation where I failed things so many times that now I just doubt that, you know, can I actually do this? You know, am I really the girl that I think I am, or should I just quit playing? You know, and those are the things that you feel. And that's the reason why I think I have so much empathy for people who have, you know, not finished on record time, but eventually when they do, they just get so emotional, because I know the struggle. I know how difficult it is for you to not give up on something, you know, for you to stay even when things are not looking very bright for you, young boy, young girl, you know. And I think like there are times where I just go to class and I'd want to cry. Also, my tear ducts are so useless, so I cry over anything and everything. But yeah, like I would go to class and I'd just be very hurt that, oh my word, I have to repeat this module. and I have to be in the same class, and I have to learn the same content, and I have to do the same projects, assignments. Yes, they're going to tweak them, obviously, but in essence, it's the same thing. And I have to sit here, you know. And when you're in that class, you don't just think about you having to redo the module. You think about, I have to redo the module. I have to get a new group of people. I have to explain myself again. I have to, and people are so nosy. Oh my word, they will like ask you, so how long have you been here? So is this the only module that you're repeating? Oh, that's really sad. I'm sorry. And you know, I get it, but it's just annoying. And you have to explain yourself so many times, and you have to tell your story so many times, and it's annoying, and it's a bit heartbreaking, and sometimes you just want to break down, but people don't see it, but it does happen. And you always worry when your results are about to come out. For every little test, for every little assignment, you're always scared with, oh, I might just flunk this. I might not do well. And you know, you want to just get to class, do what you have to do, and run out as quickly as possible so that you have less interactions. The less interactions that you have, you know, the easier it is for you to duck, you know, those difficult questions. And sometimes these are things that you haven't dealt with either. You know, I remember there was a time where I had like a few modules because I'd failed something the previous year, and so I could only take those modules. I remember it was in the first semester, and I'd just go to class and I'd get there late, 5 minutes late or 10 minutes late, and then as soon as it's chai and it's time for me to leave, I'd leave as quickly as possible. No interactions. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to see you. I don't want to catch up. Nothing. None of that. Because you know, you're going to ask me questions I have no answers to, or things that I don't want to deal with, or so what modules can you do? You know, what modules can you do? I would run away from those questions. So I just quickly run out, go to a Wi-Fi spot where I can download YouTube videos, download offline, go to my place, knowing very well that I don't have data, so I don't have to interact with anyone on any social media platform. Watch my YouTube videos, keep it moving. The following day, do the same thing all over again. That was my life, you know, and it was a very dark period for me because I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to be with nobody. I didn't want to text. I was just in my feelings. I was alone. But also that's how I deal with things. I just like being alone, and I don't like being questioned. I don't like people being in my face. You know, I understand that it's like a cause for concern, but me personally, I'm just like, don't ask me anything, don't comfort me, don't talk to me. Yeah, it's a wrap. Like, don't do anything about it. When I'm ready to talk about it, and when I'm ready to heal and whatnot, then I'll come to you and we can speak on that. You know, but I've seen people get like anxious and not leave their places for a very long time, or stress eat. I'm a stress eater. Like, I eat my life away. And funny enough, when I'm going through the most, I can eat as much as I want to, but I'll still lose a lot of weight because I'm wasting away. Like, I'm going through the absolute most, and I don't wanna talk to anyone. And this has also led me to having panic attacks. I do have like one or two every now and again, because I don't like uncertainty. I don't like not knowing what's gonna happen. So yeah, I still don't know how to deal with my panic attacks. I'm still trying to figure out a way to deal with them, but it's just very weird. But yeah, you know, that has led to my current situation. Yeah, and it's difficult. I don't think I've fully dealt with all my failures from school. I still cry about them every now and again because I just think about how I could be. That's the thing, you know, and I feel like we like to dismiss the fact that just because you've forgiven the situation, it doesn't mean you're completely over it. You know, I still think about it. I still think about the fact that, oh, at least, you know, by now maybe I could be working, you know, I could be taking care of myself better. I could have this, I could have that. And maybe I'd have children. No children. But I could just like be eating my money, you know. But here I am, and it's a ripple effect, because as soon as things go wrong, as soon as one small little thing goes wrong, like the tiniest inconvenience, everything just goes back to, you could be done by now. Like if you had finished on time, you would not be dealing with the situation that you're dealing with right now. You know, maybe like, let's say you're struggling with registration and stuff, and in your mind you're just thinking, if I'd finished, I would not be having these kind of problems right now. I'd have problems, but I definitely wouldn't be having problems with having to study or do a cycle test, or, you know, deal with people that I don't want to deal with. And that's the problem with, you know, having mental issues that you just haven't dealt with. But I definitely would recommend counseling. I've gone for counseling like once. I never went back. I don't know. I think I'm just scared to deal with my issues at the moment. But it's very good to have a good soundboard and a good community of friends. You need like a great support system when you are going through the most, because at least those people can put a smile on your face and, you know, remind you that things are not as bad as they seem. And everyone does go through something. I can promise you that for sure. Even people who are doing extremely well in terms of academics, but maybe their family situations are just like hectic, or their love lives are just in shambles, and, you know, nothing is in order. Like there's always something. Everyone has to go through something. I can promise you that much. So just because you're depressed about school, because things are not going well for you academically, it doesn't mean that the next person who's not struggling academically is not going through something. You know, they could be having serious financial issues, or serious family issues, or serious like boyfriend girlfriend related issues. Like there's a lot that people go through that you don't know about. So don't think that you are the only person who's going through something. You know, get the help that you need. Don't try and kill yourself, you know, because you feel like you're the only one. I promise you, there's so many people that are going through something. So just have comfort knowing the fact that you're not alone. Try and get the necessary help that you need. If it means that you have to drop out, and if you can afford to drop out and take a break, then do it. You know, do that for yourself. Anything to make you feel better again. Because if your mental health is in a great state, you can perform at your optimum. And that's what you want for yourself. If you need to change your course, then do it. If you financially, if things, you know, if you can get around certain things because your finances allow, then go for it. Do you get what I mean? But yeah, that's it for this week. Thank you so much for watching until the very end. Please make sure that you share this video. I'll see you next time. Until then, love and light, and take care of yourself.